sweetheart?
I am.
How you doing?
It's busy.
It's getting a little bit more crowded out here, isn't it?
Yep, we're headed toward Atlanta.
Yep. All right. So anyway, here's the deal. Crazy stuff going on out there, as you probably know. The volcano in the Congo is about ready to blow again. There's tons of swarms of earthquakes going on there, and the lava is still flowing. And seismologists now, those that are on the volcanologists, those that are on the scene, are saying they are very concerned this thing is going to blow a second time, and this time be worse than the first. So a lot of prayers going out for the people in the Congo, because we really don't want to see that happen again. Let me give a quick shout out to noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. You know, your 401k, do you see what's going on with Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies and the inconsistencies now? We talk about the inflation of our currency, and the stimulus checks that are still out there, all kinds of stuff that's going on, causing our dollar, our value of our dollar, to really be weakened. NobleGoldInvestment.com can probably help you diversify your 401k, your retirement plan. Really should put some of it in precious metals. Why don't you pick up the phone right now and call Colin Plume at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Tell him Pastor Begley sent you over there and you want to talk about your 401k. Another thing to remember is that Noble Gold is selling $20 gold pieces that were found from a sunken treasure from a ship that sunk back in the 1800s. Colin has his hands on some of that actual gold coins, and he's selling them. Now, there might be $20 gold pieces back in the day, but they're worth more than that now. Find out how you can have a piece of one of those coins for your coin collection, okay? Anyway, let me tell you what else is going on. As we said earlier, I did a video earlier, Joe Biden is going to meet with Vladimir Putin, Putin, over in Vienna, and that's going to be a big deal. Is because Biden's first going to go to England, be a part of the G7 summit. Then he's going to go to Brussels, where he's going to meet with the European Union. He'll also talk to the leaders of NATO. I suspect he'll talk with some of the United Nations guys as well. And then he'll make his way over to Vienna, where he will have a private meeting, all-day summit, one-day summit, with Vladimir Putin of Russia. And Ukraine, if you want to have peace and you want to release Ukraine. It's Ukraine, it's Ukraine, it's Ukraine. Insane. Seriously, that's what's going to be going on. It's all about Ukraine and Russian troops that are on the border, and of course the president's relationship with Ukraine, his family's relationship there, and all that's going on. So it's very interesting to see that's what's really going to come out of that. Wow, it's getting a little bit tense in here, Heidi. You all right though? It's calm. All's calm, Heidi said. All's calm. Also, guys, while this is all going on, there's been a terrible train crash in Malaysia. Was it Malaysia? Yeah, Malaysia. Terrible train crash in Malaysia. 200 people injured when a train that was empty, that had just been repaired, got on the tracks and went and then hit a train with 213 passengers head on. 200 people injured. We don't know if anybody has been killed. We're praying that nobody has. But wow, how does that happen in Malaysia? And also that Air Force jet that crashed in Vegas last night. And somehow I did a video on that last night, and then I accidentally deleted it. I hit the wrong button. So I want to apologize for that. But I did get that word out before I messed it up. So pray for. That was a contractor flying the plane, but we're still trying to find out more about it. It just fell out of the sky, which is what Mike Around the World said is some of the things that we're going to be seeing in these end times. And don't forget also that cable car up in the mountains of Italy, it fell out of the off the cable. Well, 6 of the people on board that car was a family from Israel. This is very strange. And I'm not trying to say that it was sabotage on this, but, you know, with as much anti-Semitic behavior that we're seeing all over the world, including this country, riots and protesting in major cities across America, as well as London, England, and Paris, France, and Berlin, Germany, and Madrid, Spain, and different cities across the Middle East, and nations like Jordan and different places. All this anti-Semitic rhetoric, you know, and then you had the 2 different synagogue bleachers collapse during holy worship periods. You just have to, anytime you see, and they had not had in the history of that skylift, it had never had an accident, ever. I'm just saying. So just keep an eye on some of this stuff going on. I don't know, obviously I don't know, but it's just, you have to scratch your head and wonder. And speaking of things you got to watch, there's a lot of horrible murders of people running for office in Mexico. Dozens of candidates running for mayor of cities and council positions and stuff like that being murdered in Mexico at an unprecedented rate. Brutal. Now that has happened in Mexico all the way back to the days of, you know, Pablo Escobar, but it's way worse now than ever. And I wonder why the cartels feel so empowered. But they do. They seem to be extremely empowered, not only in Mexico, but even here in the southern part of the United States. So there's something that doesn't feel right, something don't smell right. I don't know if anybody's being deported anymore back to Mexico. I'm not sure how this is all working now. There seems to be a lot of confusion. So that's something to keep an eye on. And also, all of a sudden, the media is beginning to wonder where Rand Paul. Why is Rand Paul being hated on? Death threats. And just today, they sent it into Fox News, didn't they? Yeah, they sent in an envelope with white powder in it and a picture of Rand Paul.
Rand Paul sent it to Fox News.
Oh, okay. Rand Paul received it. An envelope with white powder in it.
I think it said it came to his home.
It came to his home with a picture with a gun to his head, saying that this guy wants to kill him. Well, Rand Paul gave this information to Fox News so that Fox could let people know what's going on. Rand Paul has been targeted heavily with death threats coming from every different direction ever since he had that conversation. Is that a good way to say it? Open confrontation conversation with the tiny doctor. So it's a lot of stuff going on right now, and that we're trying to keep on top of here on the coming apocalypse. On the road again. We can't wait to get on the road again. Heidi's driving the car with Sugar sleeping like my friend. I can't wait to get on the road again. Yes, Sugar is sleeping very, very peacefully right now. You can see that. She's extremely... Oh, there she is. Cameo appearance there by Sugar. Someone want to know what kind of dog she is? She's a Shih Tzu. I emphasize that. I'm going to emphasize that. She is absolutely a Shih Tzu. Okay, so. Oh, man. Oh, anyway, what else is going on, Heidi?
I can't talk right now.
She can't talk right now because the traffic's kind of getting jammed up. But I had some. Oh, Blood Moon. That's what the title of the Super Blood Moon tomorrow night. The Super Blood Moon, and I'm going to be a guest tonight on Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis. Clyde Lewis has asked me to come on his show tonight. It begins at 11 p.m. Eastern. You can find it on the internet. Go to Ground Zero. Tara, I don't know if you're in there or who's in there. RoboMom. I can't see what moderators are in there right now. If you would go find Ground Zero's link and put it in the chat room.
I always find it on Facebook.
You can find it on Facebook. Is that where you find it?
Yeah. And they're my friends.
RoboMom says, what? Yeah, I'm going to be on Ground Zero tonight with Clyde Lewis, RoboMom. If you can find the link and put it in the chat for everybody. So I'll be his guest. Well, he wants me to come on to talk about the Super Blood Moon, because tomorrow night we're going to have a Super Blood Moon, and we're going to have a huge cyclone that's going to hit India, where the Earth is going to get hit with 12 CMEs from 12 solar flares off the surface of the sun tomorrow night. And there's something else now that's going to happen tomorrow night that I just forgot. There was another major issue. And, well, they're worried that the volcano in the Congo may blow tomorrow because the gravitational pull, it's going to be extremely high tide tomorrow. Just extremely high tide tomorrow because of the gravitational pull. Somebody might have a link right there. Do you got it, RoboMom? There it is. Thank you, RoboMom. Is that it? Yep, RoboMom found it. So I'll be on Ground Zero. Posted a couple times. RoboMom, if you don't mind. Thank you so much for finding that. But I'll be his guest tonight. How long am I on tonight? Did he say?
I don't know.
Anyway, it starts at 11 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking about the fact that the Super Blood Moon is tomorrow night, but that's what we're going to talk about. The ramifications, of course, with the war, the conflict that we've seen that's been going on in the Middle East. I've been saying this now for 6 weeks, that this was certainly a very prophetic Super Blood Moon. Is it the Super Blood Moon of Doom? A lot on the line here right now. There's a lot going on, and even Mike from around the world said this was the most how do you say it? A blood moon. A blood moon like none other. Yeah, blood moon like none other. And matter of fact, very troubling. That's what he said. Very troubling blood moon. And Mark Biltz is now saying it is the most prophetic blood moon of all that we've ever had. After he did some extensive research and prayer, the Lord spoke to him and said, you better dig this out. And so he's been working on that, and that's Pastor Mark Biltz. So there's just a lot going on right now out there with this time of great prophetic insight of these last days. So we're really trying to encourage people to give their life to Jesus Christ, to really get serious with God. I notice there's only 400 people here, which means, this absolutely means, Heidi,
They're not getting notified.
nobody's getting notified. And you know what that also proves? That our crowd normally shows up because they know we're going to be on every day at noon. And they probably didn't think we were going to be today since we know we're traveling. And nobody ever gets notified So that also shows me that you folks are so faithful that you know when to be here and where to be. Sunday nights you do it. We had a great crowd Sunday night. Over 2,000 at one time was there Sunday night. Sunday night we had 38 salvations, Heidi. 38 salvations Sunday night. Praise the Lord. And I just want to thank all of our moderators for doing such a great job. I'm gonna have to, my eyes hurt when I take my sunglasses down, but I can't see the chat room very good when I have them on. So on this, for some reason, today. Usually I can. Yeah. Anyway, 38 salvations Sunday night. 77 salvations last Thursday night with Mike from Around the World broadcast. So, and tonight, Heidi, we don't know if we're doing Bible study tonight, do we?
I don't know if we'll make it.
We don't know if we'll make it for where we got to get to. So, I think I'm going to announce now that we're not going to have it, so that we don't put ourselves under any kind of weird.
Especially, I've been in traffic for an hour before we get to Atlanta.
Yeah, and you've been hit the traffic jam. This is not supposed to be rush hour. We're an hour from Atlanta, and we're in 3 lanes of wall-to-wall traffic. That's not a good sign. On a Tuesday, that don't even make sense. But anyway, so no Bible study tonight. Please forgive us. Due to we won't have time to prepare, and I got to wrestle this dog all day. What? Don't blame it on sugar, right, Heidi? Let a sleeping dog lie. She'll sleep as long as I sit here like this and pet her. See that? See, she's real good if you just let her. She's not hyperventilating no more, so that's a good thing. I think she's getting used to she's getting more used to travel. She doesn't really like to travel. Last night at the hotel, that's another reason we have to stay at hotels where dog friendly. And last night I took Sugar out for a little walk, and she and a poodle had a serious confrontation in the front lobby of the hotel. It was quite a scene.
Our dog likes to fight.
Yeah, our dog did. Then she I took her out later for one last time before it was time to go to bed. And I think the poodle must have been staying at room 409. Because, can I say this on the air, or should I let that go? I'll let this go.
I'd let it go.
I'll let that go.
Let it go.
Okay, I'll let that go. Anyway, so yeah, other than that, we've pretty good. Everything else went pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah.
About the only confrontations and situations we had. So, okay. I'm so sorry. Oh, there's something else I was going to tell you guys that is very important. Oh, there's some serious conflict. We're getting conflicting reports out of Syria. We're hearing that, first of all, we got reports that the Iranians may have been fighting with Assad's Syrian army in a pretty serious battles. Okay, now that's one report we got. And we've been digging for confirmation on that report. It's an inside info, but we haven't got a complete confirmation on that. Then we heard from another source that the Russians were actually involved fighting the Syrian army. So I'm starting to wonder that something's going on, okay? Something's going on. Is Assad's power slipping? And is Iran and Russia wrestling now for who's going to control Syria? Erdogan wants to control Syria from the north and would like to take over the Kurds, but he can't never seem to beat them. And he would like to get the northern oil, and I think Russia would like to get all the rest of Syria's oil. And But Iran would like to get some of that oil, but mainly what Iran wants is to be in position to be right next door to Israel with their agenda. And if I don't know if you've seen lately, but Ahmadinejad, I haven't said that in a while. No wonder I put him on the cover of my book, Mark of the Beast RFID. But Ahmadinejad wants to run for president again, Heidi.
Interesting.
And he said that his lifelong dream, his goal, his dream, his prophetic dream was to pray in Jerusalem after Jerusalem was liberated. So if this guy gets back in charge of Iran, after Iran gets its hands on nuclear weapons, which it probably already has 3 or 4 nukes.
Through John Kerry.
No, John Kerry. No, John Kerry didn't.
Oh, he's a climate czar.
He's the climate czar now?
Yeah, seriously, he is.
He's the climate czar?
Yeah,
Do they call him a czar?
Well, I did. I'm not sure. But
If he's the climate czar, why is he meeting though?
that's all about climate change, darling. Climate change affects everything. So that gives him a broad platform.
And he leaks a lot of information, doesn't he?
It seems to be. You ought to know by now that his friends in Iran will leak his conversations. Both of the leaks came out of there.
There's Heidi with some real tough talk. And she's right. So, some really strange stuff going on now, guys. Really strange stuff going on. So we're on the brink of a super blood moon. We're on the eve of a super blood moon tomorrow, with a cyclone about to crash into India, and this thing looks really big and bad. The gravitational pull, the tide, will be huge all over the Earth, affected by a lunar eclipse of a super moon, this is the closest moon to the Earth for the whole year. Okay, so it's the strongest moon, and then it's a super moon, and then it's a lunar eclipse on top of that. So that creates this triple gravitational pull. And throw in 12 CMEs from 12 solar eruptions hitting the Earth at the same time.
I don't think they all turned into CMEs, but regardless, we're going to have a succession of CMEs.
Okay, so they didn't all 12 turn into them, but all 12 solar flares releasing plasma energy and releasing, corona mass ejections, some of them maybe not. And so they multiplied. I mean, it's like exponential energy, multiple layers. Is that the word you're using?
Yes,
successions, okay, of multiple layers of energy coming roaring off the sun. It's just not a good sign. You don't need that right now with a super blood moon. And the Bible says there'll be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity. Well, that's going on. And the sea and the waves roaring. Well, that's the cyclone headed for India at the same day. And then they want to kill Rand Paul. It's just not right. Oh, did you see what Ron DeSantis did, the governor of Florida?
He's done something good, probably.
Yeah, he just signed a law today that if you're running for political office, no social media platforms can block you. So if you're a candidate running for office in the state of Florida, no social platform can block you.
Where does Donald Trump live now?
Donald Trump lives in Florida,
Interesting.
but he's not running for office right now.
Yeah, it's true.
But what if he runs for Congress? Did you know Donald Trump could run for Congress in 2022?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And if he won, did you know the Republicans would make him the Speaker of the House?
Interesting.
And if he was Speaker of the House, you know he'd open investigation of impeachment inquiries.
Wow.
Just saying.
That almost sounds like a conspiracy theory.
That's not a... I'm just saying, you know if... Well, first of all, you know if Donald Trump runs for Congress in Florida, he's going to win, right?
I would say.
Absolutely. And then if he wins, he's a member of Congress. I would think that the Republicans would take the majority. They're going to take the majority of the House in 2022. Then they could make him Speaker of the House. Could you see the day when Nancy has to hand the gavel to Donald? I don't think she would. I think she'd just leave it laying on the desk. Remember she tore up his speech.
Right.
Anyway, we got to get off that. We're talking about a super blood moon. Super blood moon. A lot of stuff going on, guys. I'm gonna let you go. It's getting kind of crazy, the traffic, and I better quit irritating Heidi. And
Yep.
yep,
Yep.
yep. So that's it. I'm gone. Give your life to Jesus Christ before the super blood moon tomorrow night. I'm not joking. I had a very powerful prophetic dream. I'll share that dream with you after we get out of Atlanta, get on the other side. I'll come back on and go live and share that. Can I share that dream with them? Is it?
I think so.
I think I could, yeah. I'll share it with you guys on YouTube when we come back. Give me about an hour.